Good morning, co-creators. Today's Friday, and hopefully, no, it's up. Um, so maybe, maybe this thing's working. Okay. So it's 3 weeks in, and today's Friday, and as usual, if it was Friday, maybe we'd be going to lunch or going to a movie, or just going out and having some fun. And I'm kind of like in a weird place today. I'm not sad, and uh, I'm just kind of and it kind of reminds me of, if you've ever worked anywhere, and, they hire that new employee, and, that new employee comes in, and for 3 weeks, they're there on time, they're really helpful, anything that you need. And then somewhere around 3 weeks, they revert back to who they actually are. And I thought that is kind of interesting, because we're at that phase, and I don't really know, what everybody is doing, but for a lot of people, they're reaching out to friends and relatives that maybe they haven't talked to them in a long time, or they're reaching out to old school friends. I actually tried to find a buddy of mine that I went to grade school with in Huntington Beach, and which kind of brings me to another point. I did a video either this week or last week. You know how everything kind of runs together. We're talking about communication, and that when you're talking to somebody, you breathe in and feel their words, and then you give them the words. And unfortunately, I left a part out, and I wanted to kind of like bring you up to speed on that. So let's say that you're having a communication or having a talk with somebody today, and what I want you to do is do the same thing, where you actually, you listen to what they are saying, and you breathe that in, and you feel that, in your body. Um, But before you speak, what I want you to do is to think about your response. Think about what your words are going to be. And the step that I kind of left out is feel those words inside of your body before you open your mouth, and before you give those words to that person. And it kind of goes along the line of, what is it that you're about to say? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And and lastly, what is going to be the impact of your words on that person? We're going to be doing this for a while, and the people that you communicate with, the people that you talk to on a daily basis, they're going to remember this time. And we want to basically co-create this new world that they're in. So one of the things I thought I'd give you a suggestion is, think about somebody for a moment that you'd like to talk to, maybe a friend or your relative or whatever it is. And what I'd like you to do before you talk to them is write down 3 to 7 things of how they have positively affected your life. One of the things that I'm thinking of is my sister. When she was in college and I was in high school, we used to go to, at the time, it was like a big deal going out for pizza. And I think the rules were a little more lax back then, but, we would go eat pizza and get a pitcher of beer and just sit and talk. And it was like probably one of the best times, of my life with my sister, is that there was nobody around, and it was just she and I. So think about that in terms of, who you want to talk to today. Reach out to them and tell them something, something that might be really, really small, but it positively affected you in a way that you can still remember that feeling, right now. The other thing I'm going to suggest is the weekend's coming up. Last weekend, I took the weekend off from going, on my daily walks. And by Monday, I was like super funky and stuff like that. So I'm going to make sure that I'm moving my body. I'm going to go I'm going to get up early, and go walking. And then by the time I'm finished with my walk, the sun's going to be coming up, but I will have moved myself in a way that gets, everything moving. On Monday, we're going to do Mental Health Monday, but it's kind of like be an interesting twist. I'm gonna do a thing called relaxing your lobster tail, and I won't tell you anything more about that, but I'm gonna have to pre-record a portion of it so that you can see. There's 3 different movements that would give you an opportunity to experience your body a little bit differently. We've been working out, we've been meditating, and we've been sitting a lot. And like, that's not good for our bodies. So I'm going to show you some stuff that will be a good add-on to whatever activities that you're doing. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is I was out for a walk today, and like I said, I'm feeling kind of I'm not perky, and I'm not unhappy, I'm not sad or any of that. So I'm just kind of like being in my body and being in this space that we're in. And I was walking down the trail, and there's people around, but when there weren't any people around, what I did is I closed my eyes just for about 30 seconds, and I let my self walk down the trail. No, I didn't walk into any trees or anything. I just kind of like felt my body moving, and I just felt out into the trail where I could feel the concrete, I could feel the trees around me, and I could feel people coming. That's when I opened my eyes up. So that might be something that you might want to consider doing is, when you walk down, when you go for your walk, maybe walk faster than you normally walk, or walk slower than you normally walk backwards, if it's a safe place to do that. The other thing that you could do is, use your eyes, look out on the trail, look further down, or focus out further than you normally would, or use your peripheral vision to see what's around you. And we all have this ability to change our scope and change our focus while we're doing. And then the other thing that I was doing was listening. I was listening to the wind. I could hear cars going by. I could hear people's breath as they were running by or riding on their bikes. I can hear bikes coming from a long way away when I'm in that zone. And I just, today's a short video. I want you to have a great weekend. And remember, I'm thinking about you. So if you need anything, just reach out.